Welcome to Lawyers Who Care, the video show podcast that highlights attorneys who go above and beyond for their clients. And on each episode, we will meet a new lawyer and they will share stories about when they went beyond legal counsel for the benefit of their client. My name is Andrew Samalin. I'm the principal of Samalin Wealth, an award-winning wealth management firm for lawyers, their firms, and their clients. And let's applaud lawyers who care and learn from them. Today, my guest is Peter Bort of Bort Law Mindful Divorce. Peter is a mediator and attorney and concentrates in family law and collaborative practice, and he practices in Malvern, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Andrew. It's great to be here. What prompted me to speak today is on the process of approaching a family's transition from two married people to two separate households, lives going forward, and that collaborative practice and mediation creates a safe space for effective communication. So people can often find themselves in a divorce at a point in their life where their communication's at its absolute worst. And so we bring in the skills of the mediator or in the collaborative practice process to establish a safe platform for effective communication, for discussions that lead to a better outcome than what would be looming before a couple that is about to enter into the litigation process. I think the litigation process has been portrayed in the public consciousness, whether it's the War of the Roses movie or other vehicles, and people realize nowadays that for most families, the approach of litigation is one that has less positive outcomes for their family than one that focuses on creating communication in a safe place. We call it mindful divorce because we're being mindful of everyone involved, the interests, the goals of everyone involved, the children, the two parents. We find in most instances that our participants really do care about having a good outcome for the other spouse, and certainly they care deeply about having positive outcomes for their children.
Peter,
yes.
here's a question. The difference in your practice between mediation and collaborative, aside from different staffing requirements, share with the folks watching what those differences might be and how it might benefit them, and how it might be, maybe, I don't want to say disadvantaged, but would it ever work against them to choose one or the other?
Yeah. So let's say that two people have come pretty close to a resolution of what they need to resolve involving their kids, their finances. They might come to a mediator as the place to firm up an agreement, make sure they don't miss anything important in their agreement, and capture the agreement in a form that they can sign, have a final legal and binding document, and then go forward to no longer be married. So mediation, there's only myself as the mediator and the two parties. So it's a pretty small group that's assembled. And of course, the cost tends to be on the lower side for mediation. On the collaborative practice side, we're assembling a team. So each party has an advocate attorney trained in the collaborative process. We also use a financial neutral to capture all of the financial data and to run different scenarios to maximize tax outcomes and to maximize cash, liquidity, whatever it is that this particular couple needs. That's the financial neutral. We also use a divorce coach. This is a mental health professional trained for the short-term transaction period of a collaborative process, as opposed to the long-term, private therapy approach. So that team is incredibly powerful, incredibly effective. The divorce coach manages the emotional aspect of the transaction, which is something that really derails a lot of people. They can come in with hurt, they can come in with betrayal, they can come in with just a lot of resentment toward the other person. And so having the collaborative process with the divorce coach creates an incredible safety for everyone to have a productive conversation. And
So,
the
Peter,
two attorneys, not coming from a litigation win-lose standpoint, because they have this special training and experience, bring a tremendous level of choices and empowerments and opportunities for the optimal agreement for the couple. So that's how I would distinguish. Mediation is a little smaller structure. The collaborative process is a bigger process. But let's face it, if two people have been married for 15 years, they've got 3 kids, they've got assets, they've got debts, they've got a house they've got to figure out. This is a lot. This can be a tremendous burden for those two people at a rough point in their lives to try to do without the support of the collaborative team. So the collaborative team comes in, and it doesn't have to be a 15-year marriage. It could be a 40-year marriage. The collaborative process is extremely effective. There's a family business. The financial neutral can serve with regard to valuation of the business, can serve with regard to creating liquidity options. So it's really a tremendous technology to apply to the situation of a divorce settlement.
and what would you say the market share is of collaborative versus mediation versus litigation? And in
I
your view,
actually don't know.
I'm sorry, hold on, let me just finish the question. And what do you think it should be?
Yeah, so I actually don't know.
Okay.
So I'm not really on the business side. I'm more on the professional practice side of things. And I think people should know about their options. And I think the people should choose. So here's one option is that we just sit at our kitchen table. We come up with an agreement. We're in a state that has very friendly documentation requirements. We just do it ourselves. So that's the lowest cost. Then we've sat at the kitchen table, we worked out an agreement, but we realize we need a professional to assist us with the documentation. And that's the mediation can serve that. And let's say we've got the situation of complicated kids arrangements. Maybe the kids have special needs. So there could be health issues for people. There's things that complicate a case. And that's where this collaborative process just shines. And then, of course, you could go to private arbitration, which takes a little bit of the unnecessary aspect out of litigation in courtrooms, but it's not a friendly maximizing the options process.
Well, Peter, thank you so much for that overview of not only collaborative practice, but where your mediation practice is and how it can benefit the family. So again, for those watching, Peter Bort of Bort Law Mindful Divorce. Peter is located in Malvern, Pennsylvania. And for those guests that want to contact you, Peter, can you share any of your either email or phone or social?
Yeah, so best way to reach us is on our website. It's www.bortlaw.com. Best way to reach us.
Got it. So if you're an attorney or know one that might be appropriate for this podcast, please feel free to have them reach out to us at 914-666-6600, 914-666-6600. Again, today, my guest, Peter Bort of Bort Law. Peter, thank you so much for joining us today.
Andrew, thanks for creating this. It's great.